like 4 episodes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, it gets really
5
good.
episodes. Well, I'm starting to not know how I feel about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I've been doing it while it's like on while I'm crocheting, so I'm kind of half paying attention. But it's like a cute, like, show to, like, while I'm doing something.
It is. It is. Speaking of cute. Ugh. He's beautiful, the tattoo guy. What's his name?
He
is beautiful.
Yes.
I think he's the only reason I actually watched this.
He is really cute. I actually told her that she could date someone, that looks like that, even if he is
I would love to
26.
date someone that looked like that. Welcome to the Raining Cats and Dogs podcast.
I still hate this music.
I know. I kind of like it now. I'm one of your co-hosts, Shannon.
And I'm Arianna. And today we have an amazing guest. She's an amazing interior designer.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alona.
Oh, hello.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for coming. You might want to just...
She's fine.
Okay.
You can hear her fine.
I couldn't hear her. There we go.
Okay. So, Alona has joined us today.
I have.
We're going to talk about some things, but first let's get into how our weeks have been. Well, how's your week this week?
So far, so good. It's just started. Isn't today Sunday?
Yeah, but like, what was like last week like?
Yeah, what was last week like?
Last week was fast.
Yeah.
It went by pretty quick, but it was good.
That's good.
Cold.
Yeah.
Freezing.
Mm-hmm. My week was not great last week. I got pulled over for the very first time ever.
I did. A
Got a
little
ticket.
bird told me that.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about that. And then I was telling someone about it because I was like, all upset because I have to miss work in the morning one day to go to the court. He's like, isn't that a good thing to miss work? And I was like, no, not for that. And I actually do like my job. I'd rather be at work.
So is it a generational thing that you don't cry anymore when you get pulled
Oh,
over?
no, I cried in the car.
And it didn't. But did you cry in front of the cop?
No.
That
So
works
you
for
should
me
have
every
cried.
time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
my
was-
niece doesn't cry either. She's
But like, it happened so fast. He just like took my stuff, left, gave me the ticket, and was gone.
but the second those lights go on, the waterworks. You
I
gotta
don't know if
do
it'll
it.
work.
And you didn't, yeah. You
What?
definitely should have. And you didn't try, like, a police officer or
I
something.
don't know how to work that in. Like, God, do you know this dude?
Oh my gosh, I'm running late for work, sir. I'm sorry, my cat died. I don't know, make something up.
All right, well, now I have this for next time.
We'll have to give her a crash course.
Yeah, apparently I need a
think
lesson.
So. Yes.
You know what? She's going to cry instantly next time she gets
Yeah.
pulled over because she's going to remember what she had to pay for
Yeah.
fines and fees and tickets. And,
Yes.
Her car
instantly.
insurance goes up.
Oh,
and-
God.
Yeah, those will be real tears next time.
Yeah.
You won't have to make up something.
No faking
Yeah.
there.
No faking.
Yeah, my week was really busy. We did an open house where we did like interviews, and I guess the last time they did it, they only had like 15 people show up. So we weren't really like overly organized or prepared, and we had over 300 people come for over 2
Wow.
days.
Is
looking
that
for a job.
standard?
No, the last time was 15 people over 2 days.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh.
yeah, so apparently the job market's hard in Buffalo right now, and people are looking for jobs. So yeah, it was a crazy, crazy couple days.
Well, good though for your business, though, right? To get some people in.
I mean, some people obviously are like on like wait lists because you can only hire so many people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good. But it's a good problem to have. But like, yeah, we were so crazy busy. Like, ugh. And I have to say, I'm a little bit depressed. I miss the Christmas lights. I'm looking around like,
Yeah.
pop up.
The living room was a lot nicer with a tree in here.
It really was. I noticed we still have a couple decorations up, like that wreath on the door that
Yeah.
I forgot to take down.
There's also one in the hallway,
Yeah,
too.
there is. But like, I miss the lights, and I was thinking I'd like to hang lights in here just for the mood. But I'm like, I'm in my 40s. I'm probably too old to hang mood lights. But I really would like some twinkling lights in here.
I had lights in my bedroom growing up as a teen.
Mhm.
Loved it. I had Christmas lights everywhere,
Yeah,
around my headboard, on my bed, up and around my windows.
Now, would you have thought it was weird, though, if you came in here in the living room, there's a bunch of...
Maybe.
Yeah. Because
Well-
we're in your teens.
Well, and I'm having a dry January, so
yeah.
if I wasn't having a dry January, I might not think it's weird. I might think it's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of dry January, so a couple nights ago, I was like, oh, Mom, you're doing dry January, right? And
I
she's
said,
like,
no.
no. I was like, oh, yeah, good thing. Because last night I was like, oh, you want a drink, right? And I just popped open a drink, gave it to her, got myself a drink. So I would not have been good support if she was doing dry January.
Yeah, you thought I was doing dry January, but here's some alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I pretty much only drink on the weekends. So I'm going to have some wine or something. Though last week was a rough day and we both had a drink, but it was one drink.
Yeah. Well, that was the day I got pulled over.
Yeah. No,
Wait,
she wasn't drinking when you didn't pull
before-
over.
No. And that night when I came home and I'm not leaving the house again, I had a drink. That I got pulled over in the morning when I was heading to work, and the only drink I had is coffee.
Okay.
So what we were talking about when I started recording was the TV show Younger. So we just started watching this Netflix show Younger, and Alana has too. So what do you think, other than the guy being super hot? Like, I think it's a great show.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
I loved the first 2 episodes. And then it started to feel like the story wasn't really going anywhere fast enough for me.
Okay.
I could see that. I also felt like the episodes were like, they're so short that not a lot happens.
Yeah,
Like,
you
a lot
can't get anywhere in the
Right.
story.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
let's cut out the
It's like just
commercials.
little snippets.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm not giving up on it, but I
Mhm.
need to give it more time because I loved it in the beginning and then they started to lose me, but I'm going to still keep watching it.
I highly recommend it because the end of season 2, there's something happens that
Yeah.
should have been, I guess, sad, but we laughed.
It was, yeah.
Okay.
But we were shocked. We were like, oh my
Shocked,
God, did
yeah.
that just happen? And then we had to watch another one too, you
Yeah.
know, after
Really.
that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near
Yeah.
season 2 yet. I'll keep going.
And
gets
how adorable is Hillary Duff? Is it Hillary Duff? Right?
She's so
just-
stinking
She
cute.
looks the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, and she looks like she's still 19. She
Yeah.
has not aged
She's not
one
aged.
bit.
But and if she's doing fillers or Botoxing, it hasn't changed her face. Like, she looks amazing.
She
Like,
does.
She really does. So if she's whatever she's doing, keep it up. She
Yeah,
looks
right?
amazing.
Yeah.
I think I talk with my hands even though no one sees it. So
Yeah.
yeah. And then we watched a show called Platform.
No, it was a movie. And then there's a second one, which I almost like more than the first. And it took me like a little bit to figure out that the second movie was actually a prequel.
Mhm.
It happened before in the timeline before the first one, but it was really good. So basically the premise is this guy he signed something willingly to go into this place. So you're put on a floor and they get fed on this platform that starts at the top and then goes all the way to the bottom of like the last floor. So you're kind of depending on the people above you and how much you're actually going to eat.
Okay.
So the whole thing is like lower levels don't get to eat at all. So like, you know, they'll kill their cellmates and eat the
them?
people.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it was really good.
Kind of like the silo, like that idea, like the higher up you are,
yeah. So like
Yes.
number one gets this. So he meets eventually, he gets onto a level and it's this woman that actually admitted him to the place. And she's like, they give you enough food that everyone could have a portion. But because the people up top are so greedy, not everyone gets to eat. But if everyone just took you, because when you first enter, they ask you what your favorite food is. If you just took that plate or you just took a portion of food, like just what you need, everyone could have had food.
So a lot of like society, like obviously they're
It's
trying to give you
obviously
like
commentary, capitalism,
yeah,
society,
capitalism,
greediness.
society,
Sure.
greediness, sacrifice.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, like what was interesting though, so someone that was almost starved to death on a lower level, when they finally get up, you think then they might not be so greedy? No, they're just like, F you, I'm eating all the food I can.
And it's like just a
Yeah.
mess and gross.
like a free-for-all kind of
Yeah.
thing?
yeah. Like, because you can only
Oh.
eat and you can't save any for later.
Yes, you can take anything off the platform, then they would kill you.
Like the one guy took an apple and then they started like, you'll either freeze to death or they'll boil your body, like the skin off your body.
Yeah.
So you have to put it back.
It's a little disturbing.
It was so
Very
good. You have to
disturbing.
watch this.
I
But it
might
was
get
like-
nightmares, but I might have to watch it now.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was so good. And then the whole thing of that movie is there's this woman that said she was looking for her son.
Mhm.
And they're like, well, there's no one under, like, I think it was 16 in
16.
here. But then, like, in the end, like, he found the child.
He found the child.
Yeah. So, like, and they were like, so it's this whole thing about sacrificing for children because then he had to die so the child could go back up.
Yeah. And then
The second one was really good too because it turns out before he got there was some order to the place where they were trying to make sure food got to the bottom, but then it was basically the story of how that got all messed up.
But yeah, and it makes sense because like where you want rules, right? Then that was the whole theory of when you have rules and regulations, then you have outreach, like government outreach. So then, but it was going to the point where if people ate too much, they started chopping off your hands and killing you. So
Holy
like
cow.
Went too far.
you went too far. Like, yes, you want order, but then the people that were trying to enforce the order went too far.
Kind of like Hunger Games.
Kind of,
Mhm.
but worse. I almost,
Yeah, it sounds very
Yeah, it was
demented,
yeah,
it was
it
so
was a demented
good.
movie.
but I'm going to have to watch it.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
What was it on?
Netflix.
Netflix.
So I had a friend over yesterday, and she was crocheting with me. She recommended this movie. Like, she sometimes recommend weird movies too, like some scary movies. So it was really good. It was dubbed though, so you can't like focus on their mouths when they're speaking because that can bother me.
Yeah.
When it's because there's that disconnect. But it was really good. But I texted her afterwards, like, I can't believe you recommended a movie where a dog dies. I was like, I hate it when any animal dies in a movie.
Yep. Old Yeller scarred me for life.
You know what scared me is in 6th grade, we watched Where the Red Fern Grows.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I was like sobbing. Then the kids are making fun of me for like crying. Like,
in school?
Yeah.
In school. Like, why would you watch a sad movie in school?
We
Oh
had
my
a
God.
watch of Mice and Men. Did you ever see that one?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
read
I read the book.
Yeah.
With the yep,
Oh,
that was awful.
Yeah.
Killed the rabbit.
Yeah, killed the
Yeah.
rabbit. Yeah.
Lenny, I killed the rabbit, Lenny.
Yeah. Hug it
Yeah.
and squeeze it and love it. Yeah.
It's not funny, but it is.
Call him George.
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's that.
But yeah.
So I do have some news.
What's your news?
So first I have some fun news. So drinking water stored in a copper vessel for at least 8 hours allows copper ions to infuse into the water, offering antimicrobial benefits and supporting detoxification. This practice, rooted in something, promotes digestion and overall health when done in moderation. What is that A word? I cannot pronounce.
Okay.
It does that.
I don't know what this says.
See, so it's just good for you. But then I'm like,
Ayurveda?
oh my gosh. So, okay, water and copper. Moscow mules are in copper. So if you let that sit for a day, is that also good for you?
Well, why are you letting a Muscat meal sit for a day?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's weird. Does that mean you want to buy copper mugs or something? Is that where this is going?
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to go on a rant about TikTok being banned
But it's
because
back.
it's back right now. So I'm not
But I
gonna rant.
realized I would watch it too much because I kept clicking on it, even like when I couldn't watch it, because it's just habit.
I was like irate because I gave it up for church for like, we're supposed to give up something to fast. And I gave up TikTok.
Fasting.
And then I'm like, it's not going to be back and it's gone. And then because I hadn't watched it, Arianna was watching my TikTok on my phone because hers was canceled. And for some reason mine wasn't. So, because I haven't watched it in a
That's
week.
interesting. They like just cherry picked who was allowed to still use it.
No, I think it was something I just didn't update on her phone.
I think it's just an update because
Yeah.
I hadn't been using
But then
watching
I'm
it.
scrolling through. I have a problem.
The back door to TikTok.
Yeah.
Shannon's found it.
I found it. So something else interesting. And Arianna, I thought of you when I read
What?
this because she loves the smell of pine and pine candles. Like I would never buy a pine candle.
I love pine.
She would because she has pine candles. So walking through a pine forest feels refreshing for your lungs because pine trees produce a chemical called pinene, Pinene. There are two types, alpha pinene and beta pinene. Alpha pinene has anti-inflammatory properties that help relax your lungs. So I've gone through like a pine forest and it just smells so good and you feel all like relaxed.
It's probably good for people with asthma.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
See, so we should have
Or
more pine
COVID.
candles.
Or COVID or
Yeah.
any cold that you have,
we
like
should
you're feeling
just
congested.
put a bunch of pine trees in this living room.
Like half the people in my work right now are hacking up the lungs. So that would probably be, they need to go to pine forest. That's what
Yeah.
they need.
Pine therapy.
Yeah.
The pine therapy forest.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
God.
gosh.
We need
This
to
could be
plant
brilliant.
brilliant.
It could be a little
marketing.
park and you
Yes.
charge like $10 admission and you can come and get your pine
little
therapy.
pine therapy.
That would be wonderful.
I know somebody with a lot of land.
Oh, yeah. Let's start.
We'll have to talk.
I'll start planting this spring. Let's get some pine.
I'll start a business plan.
Yeah.
Arianna, you can design the logo.
Yes. That sounds great.
Perfect.
It does sound great.
I'll take care of the pine trees as well.
Okay.
Trim them.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I have a couple out by the road. We can just let people pay me to come sniff my pine tree.
smell my pine
Standing
tree.
out there sniffing my
No,
pine
you
tree.
need a water feature to like sit by as you sniff in the pine trees, relax you. Oh, then we can do
Little
yoga.
cabin.
Do yoga classes
With the goats,
out
I can
there.
bring the goats
Goat
up.
yoga.
Goat
Yes.
yoga in the pine forest.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh. That'd be
I
sounds
love that.
wonderful.
Yoga. So there's goat yoga therapy. They say it's
Yeah.
actually therapeutic.
Mhm.
So it could be like a double header. Not only are you getting
Yeah.
therapy with the goats, but you're also breathing in the pine.
Perfect.
I think that sounds perfect.
Can charge double.
We could charge
Yes.
double. Well, yeah, because they're getting yoga plus the pine. I mean, you got to water those pine and, so
Yeah, we'll maintain the land.
maintain the land.
Arianna volunteered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pay the taxes. You maintain the pine trees.
Perfect.
I don't know what that entails, but
don't
I will figure it out.
all right. And then one more thing. So I'm going to post this photo on our Instagram page. It says, "Meet Aria, a humanoid robot girlfriend that offers owners companionship for $175,000.
Yeah.
So this is what she looks like. She looks fake.
She looks like Barbie.
She does.
She looks like
Like
an
a
angry
deranged
Barbie.
Barbie.
Yeah.
She looks deranged, or like she looks like she's going to kill you in your
Strung
sleep.
out or something.
Yeah.
So it has this technology. So she adapts to personality and recognizes others' facial features. Aria is not only customizable, but also intelligent. She has advanced conversational capabilities and a knack for adapting to her users' needs. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure people are going to use this inappropriately.
Ew.
That's not terrifying at all.
Not at all.
No.
Oh.
Like,
I'll take 2.
have you ever seen, what is it, Meg or Megan?
I think it's
Yeah, the Meg
Oh,
is a
the
shark.
movie?
Yeah.
The Megalodon is
Yeah.
the shark
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
Megan is the robot girl.
the robot
I
girl.
did. Was that the one where she's in that little capsule, like that little room, and he goes and visits her?
No, I think
No, that was a different
That's
movie, but I
Simone.
saw that.
That one was Simone, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
I get
That
them all
was
confused.
good. Yeah, I've seen a couple of them like that.
But she was so real. You can't, like, that's terrifying.
Terrifying.
You're paying to have these robots, and you don't know who's real and who's a robot. Like with AI,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
the same thing.
Like, are you going to fall in love with a robot?
Yeah.
So back to TikTok, there was a post on TikTok with this German Shepherd, beautiful German Shepherd, and he's up on the rail. His front legs are up on the rail, and he's like of a highway.
Okay.
Oh.
And there's no cars on the highway, and it's at night, and it's this beautiful dog. And I commented about, why is the dog in the middle of the highway?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bing, bing, bing. All these comments come up. It's AI. It's not real. And everybody's like shaming me because
You didn't
the
know?
AI, I didn't know, but AI is so good
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah.
You know, we actually last week, or no, it'll be in this week's because we're like 2 weeks ahead for like our recording. Like we actually did a skit of AI reading. We asked
Yes.
AI to write us like a format.
It can do your resume. It can do a
can.
speech. I wonder if,
Have you ever seen the movie though, I, Robot? Like years ago with Will Smith?
Will Smith.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I am a little worried. So it started out great and then not so great because AI, like if it's there to protect us, like you have to be careful. Like think about it. If it's there to protect us, eventually we are also the problem.
Right.
So
What was the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
the
Pred-
Terminator.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Yep. Same thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
No.
little scary. And even the creators of AI say you need to be careful
Mm.
just because, yeah.
It falls in the wrong hands.
When
And
I was-
we're doomed.
Yep. When I was a child, I watched this movie. Alana, you might have seen this, called War Games. Like I was young, like in the
that's
80s.
an old one.
Yeah, but there
Yes.
was also AI.
Yes.
Wanted to start war between all the countries.
Oh.
I
That
forgot
sounds
about that
interesting.
movie.
I wonder if
Yeah.
it still holds up today.
I mean, probably the quality's pretty terrible.
So not for nothing. I mean, that was what, in like the early mid 80s?
Yeah.
How did they know about AI being a thing back then? Like, I feel like
must
the
have been-
movies are so far ahead of what we actually
Or
know.
like, was there some form of it like an early AI? Like, because you know how the internet was around before we had access to the internet?
But this was even before like AOL.
Yes. This
Oh,
is before
like,
really?
internet.
This
Yes.
is before,
Interesting.
yeah.
This was before cell phone.
oh, sorry.
This was back when we had dot matrix printers.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think it was a Dell or an Apple or a Mac. Was it called a Mac or an Apple computer back then?
What were they called? I think they're called They're Macintosh.
Macintosh. Yeah.
Yes.
It was Macintosh, and then Dell came out.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
IBM.
Yep.
So this is before any of
Before
that.
any of that.
Oh,
Like
wow.
back then, a computer would take up like a whole house. Like it was like a whole room was a computer.
And it was a black screen with only green letters.
Yes, it was the DOS programs.
Yes.
That's all there was. There was
Yep.
no Word documents. There was no Excel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
29 years ago.
We grew up like with the dinosaurs.
It's weird
roamed.
how like like the technology has changed.
It has. We got it from aliens, I swear. That's my theory.
Aliens.
We got it from aliens. No, but I don't know. Like, it's crazy. Like, well, look at The Simpsons. They seem to predict a lot.
That's
so maybe
true.
someone out there in
and Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That
Like
one too?
the little earbuds we have now.
Oh.
Like your Bluetooth, the bows
Yeah.
that I have at work. That back at Star Trek, Beam Me Up Scotty, they touch their ear and they disappear. They talk to people in another galaxy.
That's
like
true.
that's what we're
Oh.
doing. How did they know about that in the 80s?
Yeah, I
And
don't
now
know.
it's a thing.
Right.
That is weird.
You got to think about like maybe Hollywood is like in cahoots with the people in Texas in that underground bunker that the government has, and they like get their data and they get their storylines from
Maybe
there.
it's all from Area 51.
Yeah.
in
That's
Mexico.
the place, Area
Yeah.
51.
Because, well, they were saying before Area 51, like it was a big deal just to have a normal watch,
Mhm.
right? And then within 10 years, technology like boomed after that. And the government did have the hearings. Aliens are real, according to them.
They
Yeah.
probably are.
I'm sure.
Probably.
Well, it can't be the only thing in like the
It's
entire.
a pretty big universe.
It's a big
Yeah.
universe.
I don't think there's a beginning or an end to it. I think
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, I think it just keeps going, right?
I would like to think there are not aliens. That would make me sleep better at night, but
So I think we're just like on such a low level. I read a book where they had like different classes of, so it's like about aliens and stuff, and they had different classes for the planets, and they had Earth as like, it was a class E or something, and you couldn't like, no aliens were allowed to actually go there as like a protected planet because our level of, technology was too low. They shouldn't, like,
we were considered unintelligent beings.
pretty much. I was like,
Those
that,
dumb
that-
humans.
actually, that might be how it is. We're just
Actually.
too dumb for them.
that could be it. Or I asked, did I read something? Maybe it was one of those short story things that I read, but it was something like that the aliens are actually us, but in the future, and then they just needed to read like this is us now.
Now that is interesting.
Oh, I
Yes.
don't like that one.
You don't?
No.
Like they're like, oh, we need to start over, and maybe we'll learn something, and then they're like it's an experiment, and they're like, off,
So, like,
more intelligent.
aliens are basically
Uh,
an advanced, evolved version of humans.
Yeah.
And then they come
Oh.
back.
Yes.
Like, so they're time traveling?
or no, they're
No,
coming
it's
back
like-
to like
We're like a little petri dish. They started to
Oh,
like.
I gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
so yeah. Who knows?
I thought that was going to get really deep for a minute.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
It could if we went deeper, but we're not.
That could be another whole rabbit hole.
Yeah.
We should write a book about it. Make a movie.
You guys
We have to
a lot
write
of
2 books.
Yeah.
now.
2 books. Yes.
We better start with a list or I'll forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. Write a life story and then talk about aliens, like a new alien story. That'd be good.
And start a pine forest, a
And start a
therapy
pine
forest.
We have a lot to do.
We're going to be busy.
We're going to be very
Yeah.
busy.
My God.
We'll barely have time for this podcast.
Well,
or our jobs.
well, actually, we're going to be starting a movie, documentary, documenting the process of all these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the easiest thing we could do is the pine forest.
I think we should start with small
Start small.
Yeah. And go further.
and the yoga, the goat
Oh,
yoga.
yeah.
Goat
Goat
yoga.
yoga.
Well, you have the goats.
I
We
do.
can start with that like tomorrow.
They're a little too big for goat yoga. That might hurt if one of them jumps on your back.
Oh.
They're
So
like
you need,
60
like-
pounds.
So you need like pygmy goats, right?
Right.
Like the tiny ones.
Yep. They're so stinking cute.
Oh,
Okay.
See,
Those are
you
cute.
just
Okay.
need to get some more goats.
And maybe some little mini Highland cows too.
They are so
Yes,
cute.
I
I'm
love
obsessed.
them.
Obsessed.
They're just
So
so
cute.
cute.
I want 2.
I'd want one in my house. Like it's just like a dog.
Put a little diaper
Yep.
on it and
So
I wonder
cute.
if you can train it to go in like a litter box.
Oh, I don't know.
Or if they can ring the bell and go out with the dogs.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
go-
maybe.
It'll probably think it's a dog. Just,
We have
you
a
know,
bell
there's
at the back door. They ring it and then we let them out. Maybe the cow
Little
can
cows just ringing the bell.
It'd be so cute. I like pigs too because they're so intelligent. I always wanted like a little pig, but then they get big.
I draw
Yeah.
the line at pigs.
Do you?
They're cute,
Mhm.
but I don't want a pig in my house.
See, they say they're more intelligent than dogs. They're more intelligent, almost on the line.
Yeah,
of
but you know, if,
humans.
like they'll eat anything that falls into their like
Yeah.
little thing. Like people have like fallen in and they woke up and a pig was
Maybe
eating
pigs
them.
are aliens.
Maybe.
Oh,
Ooh. Actually, I always say dolphins are smarter than humans. Maybe dolphins are aliens.
I think anything is smarter than most humans.
yeah,
these
I
days.
think
I
so.
don't think that's saying a lot anymore.
No.
Not anymore.
No,
Yeah, you're right.
That was mean. I take that back.
No, that's okay. All right. Do we have some Reddit stories?
we do. So let's see. Because Alana's a big animal lover, I found some that involve some dogs to get your take on.
Okay.
Ooh.
I love giving my opinion, even when it's unsolicited.
So let's start with this one. This is from r/AITH, posted by vegetable_county_24/7. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend not to do laundry when I'm dog sitting? So would you guys say? So what's your take? Do you just like before I get into the story? Do you think she's the asshole or not
So even the asshole.
for telling my boyfriend not to do laundry when I'm dog sitting?
She takes her job seriously.
Yeah.
She doesn't want any distractions.
So you're saying not the asshole?
I didn't say that. Jury's out on that.
Okay.
Yeah, that could go either way.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I'm going to say yes. Yes,
Oh.
she's asshole. Stopping her boyfriend from doing laundry.
Okay. So I'm dog sitting this weekend for some friends who I've sat over the past 4-ish years. One of their dogs has been sick for a few months, and he needs more attention to his feeding and med schedule. And they've been on high alert with him. The other dog is a gremlin and adorable, so he's fine. My issue is that my boyfriend wants to come over and do his laundry at their house this weekend because he doesn't like doing it at the house he lives at, which, to be honest, I still don't understand. I'm a 31 female and he's 29 male. And I own my own place, but he currently lives in a house with roommates. So he's gotten into the habit of bringing loads of laundry over whenever he stays at my place. Since I'm at my full-time job, I texted him that I didn't really feel comfortable with him bringing his laundry to the house, since he's never met these people, and they typically have me watch the pups in the house since I'm someone they trust. He got somewhat passive-aggressive with his responses, and said he didn't think it was weird since they won't even be home, but it's not worth arguing over. I told him it shouldn't even be an argument, since it's more about the respect for their home over anything else. Since I still consider it work, and they've made it a point to emphasize trust. They said that he was allowed to come by and hang out, but I just think it's rude to be a visitor in someone's house that you don't know and make yourself at home like that. Am I overreacting here? I just don't think his point of them not being there, so it shouldn't matter, right?
He sounds a little controlling to me.
Yeah.
Run, sister.
Run. And
I see red flags.
Yeah.
And why would you want? I would never want to do my laundry at someone else's house if I didn't have to. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It's like a very entitled move.
Yeah, like
Not your home.
Yeah.
Not your monkeys, not your circus.
Yeah.
And he's not
Move
the one
on.
staying there house sitting. So
No.
why are you even like bringing laundry over? Like it's weird.
It is very strange.
Have you not heard of a laundromat?
Right.
Yeah.
He can do it at home. He just doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Or he could do it at a laundromat.
Yeah.
Go to your mom and dad.
That's
Where's
weird.
mommy?
If you were asked someone to house sit, would you find it weird if they brought, like, their boyfriend came over and did laundry at your
You
house?
wouldn't be house sitting again
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
I think using my soap and my water and my electricity, like, it's just presumptuous. It's rude.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like the person staying there, like, like maybe the dog peed on something, throwing a load, but, like, their boyfriend just wants to use it to do their laundry.
Yeah, you can come to
It's
my
weird.
house and do my laundry for me,
Yeah.
but don't bring yours to my house.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the person house sitting, if they're staying there, let's say a week, sure, wash your laundry. I don't care. But why is your boyfriend bringing his laundry over here? It's weird.
Yeah, it's very strange.
I don't like it.
I think the boyfriend needs to go.
I think
so,
too.
too.
I'm just going to cut to the chase. And no, I'm not a man hater most of the time.
Gosh. So, you think he's the asshole, not her?
Oh, for sure.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, he's the asshole. I was wrong.
You
He
were
I
is
was
the
on the
asshole.
fence because I didn't have the whole picture.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you're always guessing with these, but yeah, I was definitely wrong.
Yep.
He is the asshole.
So we're all in agreement. Let's see what the top comment is. Not the asshole. It's very rude of him to even think to bring his laundry to someone else's home. Tell him to do it at his place or to the laundromat. Which, yeah, weird.
That's what Alana said. Like, it's weird.
It's a red flag, like just the personality that you must have to have that thought process where you even think that's something like an option. Like
Right.
there's
Yeah.
obviously a screw loose with you, and this is a red flag, and the universe is doing you a favor by putting this scenario in front of your face. Run before it's too late,
Yes.
sister.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. For this next one, we're going to go over to the subreddit 2 Hot Takes, posted by shot-substance-60. Am I the asshole for being upset my parents didn't tell me my dog died?
No, she's not the asshole.
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But if she's away at school, maybe the parents don't want to set her. She
Yeah.
has exams. But,
Oh. Anthony always tells the story that he found out the family dog at the time died. He says that my mom gave him the bill.
Okay, I did not give him the bill, so I was going to. Okay, I gotta explain
This
the
is
story
a
now.
story.
This is a story. So we had a dog, Sarah. She was a little rat terrier. She was super cute, very nervous dog. Anyway, she was having like leg issues where mobility where she'd walk and her hips would give out and she'd flopping all over, and then she was like peeing herself because she was having an accidents too. So she had a lot, like her body all of a sudden was like failing like quick.
Aw.
So I took her to the vet, and then of course they, like, well, you can do laser therapy and acupuncture, and and I didn't have the money for that.
Sure.
They're like, or put her down,
Yeah.
and they're like, she's not going to improve. So like right before our trip, we had to take care of Sarah and say goodbye to her. And Anthony was in Florida at the time, and it was his dog. So we always put our bills, so whenever I had like big bills, I would set them on the counter just so your dad had like, hey, I know like this is what I spent money on. Well, I wasn't home, obviously. Your dad was with me, like we were camping. And so when Anthony came home from Florida, he saw the bill on the counter for
That's how he
euthanasia.
found out?
That's how he found out. I
Oh,
wanted to tell him in person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm the asshole. I didn't mean for him. I just wasn't thinking.
But how
I
much
was
time
upset.
had gone by?
It's a couple days.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not like okay.
It just happened to like he came home when we weren't here.
Yeah, because I wanted to tell him in person because I didn't want him like upset
Sure.
driving.
You're not going to
and-
text that to him.
No.
Yeah.
And I just not thinking. I swear I always
Yeah.
put bills, so I put it on the edge of the counter out there, and yeah, he saw that. So no, I did not give him a bill, but
That's
yeah.
how he tells it.
Well, it's a dramatic effect. It makes for a much better story. My brother-in-law has a theory. He says, why let the truth get in the way of a good story?
Yeah. It's more fun that way.
That's true.
All right, back to the story.
Okay.
Okay, so this is an old story, but it was recently brought up, and I want to know if I was the asshole. So I was 15. At the time, I was 11 and was at a friend's house when my mom texted my friend's mom and said they had to go up to my grandpa's for a bit and they wouldn't be home to let me in. I was 11, so I didn't have a key. I figured they just had to run something up to my grandpa or cousins, so I didn't think anything of it. However, a few days later, when I went home, my parents told me my dog had died and that they had buried him. I won't lie, at the time, I was less than hurt than I am now. I was 11, and at the time I was more in shock than anything. The dog was about 7 to 8, and though he had some health issues, he was relatively healthy. I forgot about this, and how upset I had been until my mom the other day brought up how I was the only one who wasn't there when they buried the dog. I'm not sure what conversation she was having before. I just perked up when my name was mentioned. I said how I was a little hurt then, and kind of still that I didn't get to say goodbye, and they waited to tell me for 3 days that the dog we had since I was 4 died. My mom told me she didn't want to ruin my fun with my friend, and that it was just a dog, and I was being a little dramatic. Most of my family is on my mom's side, but my friend, sister, and a few cousins are on mine. I need an outside opinion, so I'm wondering, am I the asshole for getting upset?
Absolutely not. You can see both sides of that,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
your grief, everybody handles grief differently. And if she's upset and she felt a certain way, I think she's definitely within her
Yeah.
Yeah.
rights to feel that way.
And even like the mom, though, saying it was just a dog. I didn't like that comment
Yeah, I don't
at
like that
all.
either.
Like, I don't know, my pets are my babies. Like,
Mhm.
and you grieve. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even like my mom, so your grandma, like my mom, she's still grieving her dog. Like, her dog had passed recently. Like, he has some serious medical issues, and it's just, I don't think dogs live long enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, like, your grieving can last for a long time. And I don't know, we can't judge how someone grieves. And she's
No.
allowed to be upset. And I think the mom needs to be a little bit more empathetic to that.
I think so.
I
agree.
agree.
Yeah.
Yep. This one was fairly new. There wasn't a lot of comments. One was not the asshole. My parents buried one of our dogs when I was away at camp. That was when I was away for a week in the summer. There's no sensible way to deal with it otherwise. You were away for part of the day. They could have waited for you, I would have thought.
You would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It's a family member. A
Yeah.
goldfish is one thing, but a dog, that's like, my dogs are people to me. Like,
Yeah.
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 All right, for this next one, we're going to switch it up a little bit. This is also from Two Hot Takes, posted by Fiance in Love with Sis. My fiance just confessed to being in love with my little sister.
What? Come again?
Oh.
I've, 26 female, have been with my fiance, Rose, 27 female, for the past 9 years. We met in our freshman year of college and went on only 3 dates before we decided to make things official. Rose proposed to me in July of the last year after getting my parents' blessing, doing so with all my family present. Rose gets along with all of my family, but she's particularly close with my little sister. Aru, who's 18 female, who adores her since my fiance has similar interests as her and has one of her dream jobs. She's just a software developer. They go out on shopping trips, have spa days, trips to the movie theater, and museum. Rose never fails to spoil Aru by getting her the limited edition version of her favorite books, the newest video games. Rose has joked in the past that Aru is her favorite out of everyone in my family, and that she was one of the best perks that come along with being with me. 2 weeks ago, Rose had her bachelorette trip in Miami. Ever since then, she's been acting off. Just plain distant, distracted, and lost in her thoughts. I was scared that she got cold feet, but didn't want to push her into talking about it. The other night, Rose sat me down and told me that she was going to tell me something deeply important and possibly relationship ruining. She said that she would accept any decision made in terms of what she was about to tell me, which included leaving her. Essentially, Rose realized during her bachelorette trip that she's in love with Aru for a while now, due to how much she missed her and wanted to see her. It far outweighed how much she missed me, and she even had multiple dreams about her during the trip. The implication being that they were wet dreams. Rose thinks it started around when Aru was 16 and tried to reassure me that she didn't have those kinds of feelings for anyone else around Aru's age, that they're only for her. She said that while she was in love with Aru, her love for me is stronger, and she hoped that if I decided to stay with her, we'd be able to get past this in time. At the end of it all, I just told her it was best that she stayed at her mom's place for the time being while I thought things over. To her credit, Rose stayed true to what she said and just packed a bag before leaving. I got a call in the morning from her mom demanding to know why I kicked her daughter out. Rose's mom is fiercely protective of her since her ex-husband, Rose's dad, kicked Rose out when she was 14 and disowned her after she came out to him as a lesbian. I told her it was a personal matter and that Rose would tell her what happened herself if she wanted to. I hung up before her mom could get another word in. I haven't told Aru or my mom and dad what happened yet. I don't even know how to break this to them. As for Rose, I know the logical and right thing to do is to break up with her, but I still love her to death, and I don't know how to go on without her being in my life.
That was a lot. I'll let Alana take that away.
That was a lot. Feelings like that are really hard. That's really hard. That's sad. Actually, it's sad, and it's very confusing when you have feelings for people and then their feelings for you change and move on. It leaves you with so many questions and voids, and I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It is. Obviously, they have to break up.
Yeah.
I don't know why she just didn't break up with, once your feelings change, you should be the one that breaks up.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
You can't just leave them hanging out to dry.
Yeah.
No. So I think that's lacking. Did this say the ages or no? Like maybe there's not enough maturity there?
So the writer is 26, and then Rose, her fiance, is 27.
Okay. So yeah, they're old enough to, it's hard to have that ownership.
Yeah.
It's just tough.
They've been together for 9 years.
Wow.
That's tough.
So I think that's why they probably didn't break up, because even though my feelings have changed for you,
You still have to respect that person.
Yeah.
You still have to do what's right.
But they probably still can't imagine, right? You want both things, right? I have feelings for this person, but yet I don't want to let you go because you've been a part of my life for 9 years.
That's called having your cake and eat it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they need to do that.
It's part of adulting. It sucks. It's the toughest part, is hurting other people's feelings. Not that you're doing it to hurt them, but inadvertently it does.
It really does.
Yeah.
You need to, though. You have to own plus you have to own your feelings. I mean, even if nothing happens with the person that they like, you still have to own up, hey, my feelings change for you. We can't get married.
Exactly.
Yes.
We can't move forward.
Exactly.
And it sucks. You're going to hurt that person. But to be honest, instead of making the other person break up, you're
they're
the one
they're kind of putting it on that person then instead of...
your
themselves.
feelings change, but now I have to break up with you. Be an adult, and you should be the one doing
Coward.
it.
Don't be a coward.
Don't be a coward.
Yeah.
And respect that person enough to do right by them.
Right.
Yeah.
You've been together for 9 years and you don't even have the respect and decency to say, I'm sorry, my feelings have changed.
Well, and then that makes you kind of reevaluate what kind of relationship you really did have if they can treat you like that after that kind of time.
Well, right. Well,
Like, yeah.
and they seem very spoiled, right? Like shopping, taking out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's sad.
Yeah, all the comments agree that they need to break up.
Yep.
And then some comments were concerned, like, oh, make sure, like, your sister's okay, and, like, nothing happened. Protect your sister. But yeah.
Yeah,
Can't
it's just
imagine.
sad.
Yeah. Just sad.
It is sad. Aries like, that's why I didn't want any other more siblings. I had Anthony, and that was it.
Yeah.
Not having that happen.
All right, we got one more story. How's that sound?
Okay.
This was posted on r/relationship advice.
Okay.
This is, hold on. Let me go in here. For the original post, this was the update. My 34 male BF is upset with me, 32 female, because I didn't make his plate and serve it to him during Christmas.
What?
Run, girl.
Okay, yeah, red flag.
Yep. Where do I go from here? Our 5-year anniversary is a couple weeks from now, and we have a 2-year-old. I don't know anything was wrong until we started the 5-hour drive home after spending the holidays with my family. He was quiet pretty much the whole way and snapped at me when I asked him why he was following too close behind a vehicle and also driving fast. As soon as we got home, he leaves without a word for a couple of hours, gets back and says he wants to buy a couple more gifts and some shoes for himself. I'm annoyed because I have been telling him for weeks to pick out shoes, and I will buy them for his upcoming birthday. He's really hard to shop for and picky about his clothes, so I asked him why he bought himself shoes when I wanted to buy him some as a gift. He says, in a rude tone, send me 100 then, because that's how much they were. I finally asked him what his problem was, and he was upset that I didn't make him a plate. I spent over 4 hours cooking for my whole family, also cooked for Christmas Eve the day before. I was tired. The holidays are exhausting. I couldn't believe he was upset about that. He seemed annoyed on Boxing Day because we ordered pizza and I made a plate for my stepfather who uses a cane. I told him to make himself a plate and he just sat there. He also said I barely looked at him during our visit, and if I did, I didn't smile or look at him lovingly. Like I said, I was tired. My 2-year-old was extra clingy, so I felt overstimulated and just tried to be present with my family. Lastly, he was mad because I didn't go sledding with him and my family. I stayed back with my sister and baby niece, and we watched a rom-com. I wanted to relax and have some me time, and he was upset about that, saying I just wanted to go on my phone, which I did. I got to watch TikToks and just scroll for a bit. Anyway, after we got home and had this conversation, I left upset. I went to have dinner by myself while he took our child for a walk. As soon as I got home, he left again and didn't come back for 4 hours. We have barely spoken, and I don't want to be the one to sit down and start this conversation, to coddle him and make him feel better. I'm so sick of this. Where do I go from here?
Run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not even, you don't even have to think about that.
No.
I mean, if they have a child together, so it might be a little difficult for her to.
But there's a
Yeah.
lot going on. Like, you keep disappearing for 4 hours. Like, where are you going?
Yeah.
Are you
Wow.
sitting at a
It's
bar?
weird.
Are you, like,
Yeah.
my mind
Yeah.
can, and I'm a little jaded, but yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Is he seeing someone else?
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Those are red flags.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
top comment was, why are you allowing this toxic relationship to continue? He's a grown adult. He can get his own plate. To which the writer replied, it's my first long-term relationship, my first love. I asked myself this question as well. Low self-esteem perhaps, but I've just started therapy again, so I'm hoping things will get better for my mental health.
Yeah, girl, you need to sound like.
Yeah.
You have to be the change. You
Yeah.
can't sit
Yeah.
back. My mom used to say, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to be the change. You can't just sit back and think it's going to miraculously get better.
Well, no, and like, could you imagine, like, so you're making a plate for someone that has a cane, her stepfather, and then he's like, make me a plate, and he gets all
Yeah.
upset. Like, no, I'm helping out my family member.
After she
Grab
just
your
cooked.
pizza.
How old are
Dinner.
you? 5?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. And what are you, like, you're a man that I need to serve you? I don't think so.
No.
Like, this woman needs some woman power, some self-confidence, and set some goals for herself. Like, I hope therapy helps her. Because any man that wants you just to, like, I'm going to cook the food and now I have to serve you, like I'm some sort of servant, I don't think so,
Well, and
buddy.
don't stick it out in a relationship where you think that if you put in enough time and make him enough dinners and clean his house and do this, that's gonna find, you're gonna find your worth in that.
Right.
You're gonna find
Yeah.
your own value. You got to find that on your own, girlfriend.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, not in another man, not in another relationship.
And how
No.
much do you have to keep giving? Because it's not going to be enough.
Right.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
so absolutely not like the giving tree. Like you're going to keep giving till there's nothing left.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
he'll go on to another woman and expect the same thing.
So it's interesting because I just was listening to or saw something. Oh, I was probably scrolling through TikTok, which I can't do anymore.
Oh, no, it's
No,
back.
it's back. You can
Oh,
scroll.
I can do it. But I follow this. He's a therapist and he does little skits about narcissism, about gaslighting, about like it's all about relationships, like
Mhm.
toxic, abusive. And apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently, when you're in an abusive relationship for an extended period of time with a narcissist, your brain actually changes.
Oh.
And I don't have all the scientific terms. I wasn't prepared for this today because
Yeah.
I didn't know the conversation was going to go here. But apparently, when you're with a narcissist and you keep apologizing for things you don't do and trying to like make things right that you really didn't wrong,
Mhm.
but they make you feel like you do, your brain, it reprograms your brain. And that's why these women that are in these toxic relationships stay, is because you look at them and you think, what the heck is wrong with you, girlfriend? Like,
Yeah.
it's so obvious to me, but to them, it's not, because their brain has been reprogrammed over time and they're not capable of processing it the way an
Right.
outsider would.
Yeah,
So
that's really interesting.
it's so interesting. And I wish I had better information. You're
Mhm.
catching me off guard
Yeah.
here with
Yeah.
this, but I'll find it and I'll have to share it with you
Yes.
guys next time. But I'll look for it again. But you can Google it on TikTok, like narcissistic relationships.
Mhm.
I learn a lot from TikTok.
I know.
I'm glad it's back.
I know.
I know. I lose so much. I miss it. Like I really, really miss it.
Never thought
Yeah.
I'd say that, but yeah.
Yeah.
So there is an update. So, like a dumbass, I stayed. I cried my eyes out and told him how I felt, and he didn't have anything to say. Just that he's sorry and will do better.
Sure.
We were okay.
That's love.
We were okay for
Yeah.
a week. Today is our 5-year anniversary. Well, would have been. He broke up with me today. I've had to stay home all week with our child because of a parasite and waiting for tests. On Thursday, I got sick, and I still am sick with what feels like a chest/cold infection. The morning of our anniversary, he goes rock climbing. I don't know what time he left, but was gone until noon. I was pissed and texted him it would have been nice to have help while I rested. I canceled the reservations I made to the restaurant we met at. When I told him this, he ripped up the card he got me, told me he's going to stay elsewhere, and we're done. He said I am miserable and just want to be sad and that I make him pay with all the ways my dad failed me. I don't think I'm being unreasonable for expecting him to spend the whole day or coming back early from climbing. I didn't even get a good morning, happy anniversary text, but it is what it is. Anyways, y'all were right. I knew it in my heart, but didn't want to believe it. There's no coming back from this, but I'm okay. Thank you for letting me vent and for all the advice. It's nice to come back and read all the positive support.
Well, good for
Yeah.
her, though. She looks like she shedded one of the two parasites she had in her life.
Well, right? And like, I don't understand. Like, so your girlfriend is sick, but you're going to go rock climbing? Like,
Yeah.
she has to take care of a sick toddler. Like, no, he should be stepping up and staying. Like, that's crazy.
They call that being a man.
Yeah, that's true. Though I do hate when like people call it for men that they're babysitting, and the bar is like in hell for fathers, because if a woman is taking care of her child, no
Right.
one says anything, right?
Right.
But a man does something.
Oh, that's good that you're babysitting.
Yes. Oh, you're so good. You're such a good father.
What a
because
good
you take care of- Yeah.
You took your 1 hour this year to spend with your child
Yes.
instead of snowmobiling or
Right. And
mountain
everyone
climbing, or
like makes it like you're an amazing person.
Yeah.
Like I swear the bar is in hell.
there
because-
should be no trophy for being a dad.
No,
No.
you're being a dad. And it's okay to say, oh, you're a great dad. But you know what? When you see someone like being a good mom, how about no one ever says like you're being a good mom. They just expect you to be a good mom.
And especially when you have the flu.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
No vacation
Yeah.
or sick days for moms, but
No.
dads get a paper cut and they get the month off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not
Like
all
go rock-
dads. Not all dads.
No, not all dads.
I shouldn't
but,
say that.
but
a
like
lot.
some men, like,
Yeah.
you know, and it's
Some, yeah.
just, it's, or the Reddit ones that we hear. So I guess I'm
Yeah.
kind of jaded from what we hear on Reddit.
Yes, we just hear all the bad stories about men.
Yeah, exactly. And I just don't
Yeah.
like where the bar is. Like, you know, like the whole babysitting, you're not babysitting your own child. You're just being a parent. Like, we need to stop that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's not 1920 anymore.
Right, exactly.
Women are out working full-time jobs and contributing financially just like the dad is. It
Yep.
should be equal. It shouldn't be moms still have to come home, do dinner, do the grocery shopping, doing the laundry, doing the cleaning, and dads can just go to work and then sit on the couch.
Right.
Everybody should be contributing.
Yeah.
It should be. And well, that's why they wonder, like, women are exhausted and then they're tired and then, they don't want to be loving or be intimate. Well, yeah, because I worked 40 hours, took care of the kids, did all the shopping, the cleaning, the laundry. They're exhausted. Like, it's too much.
They are exhausted. And speaking of exhausted, I heard this on a radio show. Women actually require 20% more sleep than men, but they get 20% less.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. So this is why women are getting diseases and sicknesses and illnesses because their bodies aren't getting what they need. They're being held to the expectation and then some, and then being deprived of what they need to keep that going, to have the energy.
They just can't get enough sleep. And absolutely. And I never loved sleep until after I had kids. And then
it was always a waste of time.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, yes, I love sleep. I mean, I was also like 18 when I had Anthony, so I didn't understand what it was. And then I had Arianna 5.5 years later, who never slept as a newborn.
You're welcome.
She was worth it. She's pretty awesome.
She's pretty awesome.
You should keep her.
She doesn't want to sleep.
No.
Was she colicky? Not colicky, no. So I breastfed. No, just like she never wanted to like eat enough. So like she was up every hour and a half to nurse and then she was done. Like she didn't want any more. But then literally kept me up. Like it was awful because she just like I didn't want.
She's like, Mom, I want a party.
Yeah, she did. Like I remember one time it was like 9:30. Anthony was in bed and I put her down to go to bed. And then your dad had come in and he starts laughing. He's like, your little friend's up, and then walks out. I was like, can you let me sleep? Just take me out.
Was she the kid that would climb out of the crib and scale down the side?
No, neither of my kids did that. Neither one. Though Arianna was creepy when she was like 3. She had night.
She was a creepy crawler.
I was
not a crawler, but a toddler. So like I had night. I still have night terrors sometimes where like within like when I just go to sleep. So within the first like 45 minutes, sometimes I wake myself up screaming and I feel like someone's there and I'm going to be murdered. Like it's a whole thing. So I have night terrors.
What do you eat before you go to bed?
Nothing.
Have some cookies and milk.
Yeah.
So when she'd have night terrors. Like I had to keep her on like a schedule where Anthony didn't need a schedule for sleep. When he was tired, he just slept. So Arianna, like if she wasn't in bed at the right time, she'd have night terrors. And then she'd walk in my room and then I'd always wake. She'd always go to my side of the bed. And then I'd always wake up with her staring at me. Like she'd be asleep still. She was sleepwalking. Blank stare, staring at me. I was like, ah! Like I always like jump and then look at her hands because I like horror movies. Like she got a knife.
That's what I'm thinking. What was that Child's Play with Chucky?
Oh my gosh.
So like then I'd either walk her back to bed or if I was really tired, I would just like, bring her in bed with me. But she would sleepwalk and it's always weird that you'd wake up with your little face staring at you with a blank stare. You're like, oh my God. So it was a little creepy.
It's funny how I walked to your side and I didn't just stare at Dad.
Yeah, why did you stare at Dad? Or who knows, maybe you did. He never heard you guys crying either. So, I was always the one that got up.
Okay, there we go again. Back.
Yeah. So, yeah, who knows? Maybe you were staring at him for half hour.
Yeah.
She gave up on him.
Yeah.
She's like, Mom's a sucker for my energy.
Yeah.
I'll get her attention.
Because I just slept lighter when you guys were littler. So you got in a deep sleep, but it's just creepy to wake up to someone staring at you.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's very creepy.
Yeah.
That has happened to me before.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
To a person?
Oh, yeah. Years ago.
Uh-huh.
Really strange. And it's really strange.
I can imagine.
I will go into details in private. It was just so strange. And it's literally like when you're waking up, you know how you're like, you're opening your eyes, but you're not really awake. You're still kind of in like that fuzzy haze.
Yeah.
And then it takes you like a good 3 to 5 really long seconds to process what that is actually going on.
Oh,
and then you're like, ah! And it like jolts you awake.
Yes.
And your heart is pounding and you don't know if you're alive or dead because you're scared.
Yes.
Less.
Yeah.
I'm bleeping that out.
Yeah.
My
you
sense
bleeped
of
yourself out. Like that was
I
kinda
did.
nice.
My less.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
can't
I
believe
don't recommend it.
No, I don't want to be stared at either.
No.
Speaking of that, though, because we were just talking about this yesterday. So there's a woman that makes like $1 million a year that she records herself while she sleeps and people watch. So
Like
Creepy.
video with video
Like
or
live
just
streaming.
like live streaming. Like I
People
saw
are just watching live while she sleeps.
somebody didn't get enough attention as a child that needs validation.
I know, but then, like I was thinking about that. I wouldn't want someone watching me sleep, but yet for $1 million, would you do it?
Well, yeah, for $1 million.
No, because I have weird dreams, and God only knows what I say in my sleep that could maybe incriminate me.
Oh, geez.
Like
Oh, God.
I have crazy dreams,
Oh,
crazy weird dreams,
Mhm.
and apparently I kung fu fight.
Oh my God.
Also,
You might be entertaining it, but you could
Yeah.
make $1 million.
I would need a lot more than $1 million.
Yeah. I wake up like screaming. That might make people funny. She got to scream tonight. People be betting on it.
Yeah, no, no.
Yeah.
And I drool in my sleep.
Oh, I do too.
I wake up in puddles. I'm like, how do I salivate in my sleep? I thought those glands shut off when you sleep.
Yeah,
Apparently
some
mine
people, yeah.
go into overdrive.
It's so gross too, but yeah.
It's
Like
embarrassing.
I actually like wake up in the middle of the night and flip my pillow.
Ew. That's gross.
Is this what you would call pillow talk?
Oh my gosh.
Not as sexy as you think it is.
No, definitely not.
No.
I'm too old for that.
So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Now, is there like an Instagram website you want to plug, for people to find you, see your work?
Yeah, but I don't know what my address is.
We can put a link in the description to see your
Perfect.
website.
Yeah. Yes.
You can see some
You
amazing
can-
work Alana does.
Yeah, you can follow me. My website's actually getting revamped,
Mhm.
but you can see my Instagram, and I still have Facebook.
Mhm.
I do have a TikTok page for the farm, but I don't have a TikTok page for my work. But yeah, you can follow me and see my goats and where the
Yeah.
future home of our pine forest is going to be, our pine therapy.
Yes,
Yes.
fine
But
therapy.
yeah, my goats, my cute little goats, and my horses. We rescue track horses, so you can go on Rockland Ranch page on Instagram. But my work is on Signature Interiors is the name of my page for
Yeah.
Instagram.
Oh, nice.
We'll put a link in the description
I'll
of
have
this
to
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
make sure
everyone
to follow
can check
you.
it out.
Yeah,
I mean,
please do.
Alana's an amazing interior designer. And
You'll see Arianna in some of my
Yeah.
posts.
I didn't know lights
yeah.
could be beautiful until I met Alana.
Aw.
Well, it's all right. I'm already asking Alana, like, what can I do? Because I want to put on an addition, and she's got some ideas
Yeah.
for my house already.
Oh, I'm not going to sleep tonight. My wheels are turning.
Good.
She'll be texting you, sending photos of sketches she made.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. My sketches, Arianna. I make sketches and give them to Arianna at work, and then she'll put them into like Revit, the program that we use for architectural. And she saves all my sketches. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, do you want to take these home and put them on your
I'm
refrigerator?
going to frame them.
Nice. And then thank you so much. And follow
Yeah.
us on Instagram at Rainy
Rainy
Cats
Cats
and
and
Dogs. Like, follow, subscribe, tell your friends about the podcast. And where can they find us on Reddit, Arianna?
R_cats_and dogs_pod.
Thank you. Everyone have a good week and be kind.
Bye.